tragic story, the tragical, not a word, story of Betty. Now, everybody knows about Dolly the sheep, but less people know about her cousin, Betty. And she was cloned in 1976 in a laboratory in Quito, Ecuador. And how is she Dolly's cousin, since they're both cloned? Well, they come from the same family of eggs of something or other. So Betty was cloned in Quito, and as an Ecuadorian sheep, her first language was sheep, and she lived a very interesting life. Now, in order to understand the reality of what was Betty's life, you have to understand that a sheep that's cloned is raised without a mother or father. So she always felt the absence. And the scientists, the Ecuadorian scientists, decided that they would try to make up for that void by giving her to a family of wild jaguars. So she grew up with the jaguars, which was very challenging because they wanted to love on her too much, and she lost a foot. They bit it because they were hungry, and she never really understood why she was fluffy and the other ones were not, until one day this monkey called Rafiki showed her her reflection in a mirror. It was a magic mirror. So Betty understood that she was not meant to stay with the jaguar. She needed to go and find her own place in the world. So she traveled to Scotland to try to find her cousin Dolly and Luke Bryan and all the other country sheep, and finally found them. And she felt rejected by them because of her thick Ecuadorian accent. So, alone and outcast, she took refuge in the arms of John, the farmer. And as we know, farmers in Scotland are obsessed with sheep. So John married Betty, and Betty thought, finally, I'm happy at last with a man who's going to take care of me and won't shave me too close to the skin and such, doesn't want me for my wool. And 2 years later, come to find out, Dolly tells her, yes, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. Dolly tells her that she saw some pictures of John with a coo, which is a cow in Scotland, a coo. And Betty confronted him about it, and he, sure enough, accepted that he had a romantic relationship with this coo named Elizabeth. And that's when she filed for a divorce. After this, she was sad and wounded by love, so she said she was not going to try to be with anybody anymore, just herself on her own. But life surprises you sometimes, and Betty did not know that she was going to find a great American buffalo that fell in love with